Abraham coming to you from I Am Mastermind.
And Emily Carranza.
This week and today we're going over AutoSuggestion, and we want to touch lightly, give you guys a little bit of value. One of the biggest things on AutoSuggestion is understanding how it works and how we're always talking to ourselves. And I said this the other day. Right now you may be saying, well, I don't talk to myself. Well, you're doing it right now. You see, we need to be really observant and really aware of what our own mental talk is. Because ultimately, your results are proof of your own mental talk, are they not?
Mm-hmm.
How does that work?
So, sorry. So ultimately, whatever you're thinking or whatever is happening around you, ultimately that's gonna go back to your self-image. Whatever you believe, whatever you think that you are capable of doing. So one of those things that we like to say is, it's not who you think you are that's holding you back, it's who you think you're not. Because
let's understand that. What's holding you back? Say it again.
It's not who you think you are that's holding you back. It's who you think you're not.
And that's very, very important, because that little section right there is what's distinguishing the outcome. It's distinguishing how you operate in life, how you communicate in life. And it's also distinguishing how you think and what you believe about yourself to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to read a little bit out of Think and Grow Rich here in AutoSuggestion. To give you guys a little bit of information, and you we'll break it down a little bit. AutoSuggestion is a term which applies to all suggestions and all self-administered stimuli which reach one's mind through the five senses. Now, when we say that, majority of the people, they're not aware, and majority of the people are operating from the senses. So that means we let the senses control our thinking. Mm-hmm. Is that the right or the wrong way?
Well, that's the wrong way of going about it, because ultimately you need to be more consciously aware of what you're thinking and what you're creating. That way you can create and work towards the results that you want.
Right. So when you're deciding where you're going, you're deciding what you're going to create, what you're going to do today, tomorrow, the day after, how you're going to do it, and the way you're going to experience. Then you're deciding and you're choosing the direction, right? Mm-hmm. So majority of people don't choose where they're going, what they're doing, and how they're doing it. And they let the senses control their behavior. Mm-hmm. And this is the wrong way of doing things. Stated another way, autosuggestion is self-suggestion. It is the agency of communication between the part of the mind where conscious thought takes place and that which serves as a seat of action for the subconscious mind. So a lot of times we don't even guard the subconscious mind. We just let whatever's around us just enter our subconscious mind. The conscious mind was made to what?
Well,
as a guard, right?
Yes. The conscious mind, you have the ability to accept or reject any idea that comes to it. Mm-hmm. So if you don't like whatever someone's saying, guess what? You have the capability of rejecting that. And you have the capability of accepting everything that you need to achieve the goals that you want as well.
And not just an idea, you have the ability to accept, reject anything. You have the ability to position yourself anywhere you want to be. Nobody can make you think what you don't want to think. This is the most important thing. Nobody can make you surround yourself with the people you're surrounding yourself now. You've been doing it either consciously or unconsciously. It's happened. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in the surroundings you're in now. We either have deliberately chosen where we're going, what we're doing, or by not making the decision, that became the decision, and then we get sucked into a life we really don't want. We get sucked into doing daily trivia we really don't want to do, and then ultimately we become enslaved by
it. Ultimately, if you're not dictating and taking control of where it is that you're wanting to go and setting that destination, then you're ultimately going to be, daily trivia is just going to take over, and circumstance will
we become
dictate.
victims of circumstance. But the problem was, we were never the victim. We gave up our power. There's a difference, right? Mm-hmm. Through the dominating thoughts which one permits to remain in conscious mind, whether these thoughts be negative or positive is immaterial. The principle of autosuggestion voluntarily reaches the subconscious mind and influences it with these thoughts. No thought, whether it be negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of autosuggestion. So without knowing it, we are the aid. Without even knowing it, without controlling our own thoughts, we are moving things in a form consciously or unconsciously, but it's happening. And it happens perfectly for us. This is what we need to understand, is that the law works perfect. The problem is we just really didn't understand how the law works. Nature has so built man that he has absolute control over the material, which reaches the subconscious mind. So that means we have the ability to accept or reject any idea. We can choose. Through his five senses, although this is not meant to be constructed as a statement, the man always exercises this control. We always do. We're just not really aware, right? In the great majority of instances, he does not exercise it, which explains why so many people go through life in poverty. I'm going to read that again. Nature has so built man that he has absolute control over the material, which reaches his subconscious mind through the five senses. Although this is not meant to be constructed as a statement, the man always exercises his control. Now listen, in the great majority of instances, he does not exercise it, which explains why so many people go through life in poverty. Because we're not choosing. We're not thinking. We're not designing. We're not accepting responsibility that, hey, I am perfect and I can choose where I go. Recall what has been said about the subconscious mind resembling a fertile garden spot in which weeds will grow in abundance if the seeds of more desirable crops are not sown therein. Autosuggestion is the agency of control through which an individual may voluntarily feed his subconscious mind on thoughts of a creative nature, or by neglect, permits thoughts of a destructive nature to find their way into the rich garden of the mind. This is so very important. This is our whole life. We trade our whole life for what? Our thoughts. Yes?
Yes. And ultimately, if you're not being conscious and if you're not consciously aware of your thoughts, then guess what?
If you're not deciding, if you're not consciously deciding what you're planning. Remember, the mind is fertile. It is perfect soil, and it's ready to bring you whatever you're thinking about. Your self-talk is so important. There's a golden thread that runs through all man. There's a golden thread that runs through all man. What is it?
It's your thoughts, whatever you're thinking.
It's your thoughts. It's your self-talk. So be aware, understand that your self-image is brought together in formation of your self-thoughts, of how you're thinking. There could be no other way. Therefore, it's very important to understand that our self-image, you cannot outperform the self-image, right?
That's correct. You
cannot outperform it. You could try all day long. That's why majority of people get burnt out, or they're not getting the results they want, or they're getting frustrated. They keep hitting the wall, and finally they give up. A lot of people just go back to conformity. But that is the death of creation. Conformity is the death of creation. We want to understand that we're perfect, and that the soul that we play with all day long in our mind is always your looking glass. So we need to start, if you're not getting the results you want, that's telling you that you've been playing with the wrong thing. Wrong ideas. So feed your mind positive ideas. Feed your mind positive ways of thinking and new directions, and decide where you're going. If you're looking, you like this information, we are doing this every day. We help people stay on track. We help people get what they want. We help people distinguish and define their purpose, find their soul purpose, design their life, create blueprints, create models, build companies, build their reality, whatever it is. We named the company I Am Mastermind, and that's because everyone is a mastermind. Each individual has this true power and this perfect power, and it's built inside each and every one of us. Master the mind, and you will master your reality. This is what we teach. We have classes throughout the week. We also have consulting programs, coaching programs, and we have thinking and results programs. We have different models, business matrix programs, to help you wherever you're at in life achieve whatever it is that you want. So we hope this serves you, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Really quick reminder just before we hop off.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah.
We're having a live webinar on Friday at 1:30. We are also having a Spanish one for those of you that want to watch that as well. That one's going to be at 10:30, I believe. So I hope you guys join and watch, and we're doing videos throughout the week that will lead up to our Friday webinar. So please make sure.
We're excited.
Yes.
Once you guys attend.
Yep. Make sure you guys write down any questions you guys have, and feel free to ask us.
Yep. And
All
we'll be getting back to you on those questions, and we can follow back up with them on the next day. How's that?
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, guys. You guys have a great day.